Tila. Recently, in part 1, we discussed what the definition of three-dimensional object. So, this is section we will continue with the element and types of three-dimensional object. Here the description. Did you know the element of a cube and cuboid are almost the same? How could it be? What the set is about? So, here the explanation. Look at the following image. The picture shows the element of a cube and cuboid respectively. But cube and cuboid are different things. The difference lies in the plane or side. For a cube or a side of a square, it is a square, while for a cube, it is a square and a rectangle. Is a number of elements of cube and cuboid is a side. Next, we will discuss the properties of cube and cuboid. Here the description. The properties of the cube consist of 8 things including: first, the cube has 6 square sides. 2. Outside of the cube have the same size and dimension. 3. All corners of the cube form a 90-degree plane line. 4. Each side of the cube face the other. 4. Sides and their magnitude. 5. Cube have 12 equal sides. The 6. Cube have 12 sides diagonal or bi-diagonal. 7. Cube have 4 diagonal space. And finally, cube has 6 diagonal area of the rectangle. Okay, we continue for the property of the cuboid consists of 5 keys, namely: 1. The sides are rectangular. 2. Parallel edges are the same length. 3. The diagonal are of opposite side of the same length. 4. The diagonal of the space are the same length. 5. The diagonal area of a rectangle.
Hello everyone, introduce my name Tila. Okay, here I will explain the elements and properties of prism. So, let's go to the first one, i.e. prism elements. 1. Triangular prism elements. 1. Has 5 sides, namely 1 triangular base side, 1 triangular top side, and 3 upright sides or prismatic covers that are rectangular in shape. 2. Has 9 ribs, namely 3 base scale ribs, 3 upper scale ribs, and 3 upright ribs. 3. Has 6 vertices, namely 3 vertices of the base and 3 vertices of the upper vertices. 2. Elements of a rectangular prism. 1. Has 6 sides, namely 1 side of the base is rectangular, 1 upper side is rectangular, and 4 upright sides or prismatic covers are rectangular. 2. Has 12 ribs, namely 4 ribs on the base, 4 ribs on the top, and 4 upright ribs. 3. Has 18 vertices, namely 4 base vertices and 4 upper vertices. 3. Pentagonal prism elements. 1. Has 7 sides, namely 1 side of the base in the form of a pentagon, 1 side of the top in the shape of a pentagon, and 5 sides of an upright or rectangular prism. 2. Has 15 ribs, namely 5 ribs on the base, 5 ribs on the top, and 5 upright ribs. 3. Has 10 vertices, namely 5 vertices of the base and 5 vertices of the upper vertices. 4. Hexagon prism element. 1. Has 18 sides, namely 1 hexagon shape base, 1 hexagon shape top side, and 6 rectangular sides or blankets. 2 has 18 ribs, namely 6 side ribs on the base, 6 ribs on the top, and 6 upright ribs. 3 has 12 vertices, namely 6 vertices of the base and 6 vertices of the upper vertices. So, the next one is the properties of prism. 1. The shape of the base and roof is congruent or the same and congruent. 2. Each side of the side is rectangular or parallelogram. 3. Generally have upright ribs but some are not upright. 4. Each diagonal of the plane on the same side has the same size.
The properties of the pyramid. Number 1. Triangular pyramid. Triangular pyramid has 4 faces and then 6 edges and then 4 vertices. Number 2. Square pyramid. Square pyramid has 5 faces and then 8 edges and 5 vertices. And the last is pentagonal pyramid. Pentagonal pyramid has 6 faces and then 10 edges and then 6 vertices. Next, about properties of a cone. A cone has 2 faces and then 1 edges and then 1 vertices.
Hello, my name is Ulfat. Here I will explain about the various elements and characteristic of the sphere. The various elements of the sphere including 1. Radius. The radius, or can be symbolized R, is the distance from the center of the sphere to another point on the outside of the sphere. 2. Diameter. Diameter is the distance between the two outermost points of the sphere that pass through the center of the sphere. Then, the length of the diameter itself is 2 times the length of this radius. 3. Side. Side is a collection of points that are equidistant from the center point. Next, the spherical shape has certain characteristics that other shapes do not have, namely, the spherical shape has curved side. The sphere has no corner and no edges. The sphere has only one side and one center. The side of the spherical space is usually called the spherical wall. The distance from the wall to the center of the sphere is called the radius. The distance from the wall to the wall and through the center point is called the diameter. Next, the various elements of cylinder including 1. Side of the cylinder. The side of the cylinder is a plane that forms a cylinder. The side of the cylinder consists of 2 circles and a blanket. 2 cylinders blanket. The blanket is a field and that covers the shape of the cylinder. Cylinder blankets have a rectangular shape. 3. Diameter. If one of the circular bases and leads is cut in the middle, it will be the same size, where the distance between the faces is called the diameter of the cylinder. For radius, the radius is half of the cylinder diameter. Next, the following are the characteristics of the cylinder, the part of the cylinder and the cylinder nets, among others. Composite of 3 sides, namely 2 circles of equal length and 1 quadrilateral. The 2 circles on the cylinder have a role as a cylinder cap and cylinder base. The cylinder blanket is a rectangular shape that serves to surround the lid and base of the cylinder. The cylinder has no corner points. The cylinder has 2 ribs, namely the rib that surround the base and the lid of the cylinder. The radius of the cylinder is the length of the radius of the circle that forms a cylinder. The height of the cylinder is the distance that separates the 2 circles on the cylinder.